upon his Prophet and his household and all the companions and Prophet Muhammad's companions and those who follow them in goodness. As for this evening, inshallah, we're going to read out some benefits from this book of our Ustad and a teacher, Abu Ayyad Amjad Rafiq, Allah preserve him. This book is a very nice book, and inshallah we'll try our best to send alhamdulillah, someone donated the books. So if you're interested for the non-Muslims, even for the Muslims, but mainly for the non-Muslims, barakallahu fikum. So if you're interested to read this very nice book, explains the aspect of jihad, explains about the virtues and the honor of Prophet Muhammad and how to live in the non-Muslim countries and so on. Very, very nice book. And so I'm going to read some benefit from this book, inshallah ta'ala, in refutation and response of the liars, Islamic haters, the like of the DCCI, and their lies and deception against the scholars of Islam they have been exposed, lied against Ibn Kathir, misquote Ibn Kathir. As we have mentioned, they're like fortune tellers who drop through some truths and they mix it with the 99% of falsehood. And the likes of EDL and Tommy Robinson. So this refutation against them. So here I'm going to quote Ibn al-Qayyim, may Allah have mercy upon him, mentioned. Or before that, the author said jihad means to engage in struggle and comprise many forms. From its numerous outward manifestation is a jihad of fighting, and the objective is to remove harms from the peaceful proclamation and the practice of Islam. Likewise, to protect the Muslims from oppression and tribulation and to establish justice. As for what is done by Al-Qaeda and ISIS and Taliban and Boko Haram and Al-Shabaab, that is not jihad, that is corruption on the face of the earth. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned, Inna Allah la yuhibbul mufsidin. Allah doesn't love those who spread corruption on the earth. Ibn al-Qayyim, may Allah have mercy upon him, the scholars that lived literally, according to Islamic calendar, lived 700 years ago. 800 years ago, 700 years ago. So he died in the year 751 Hijri, and which is the 13th century in the Common Era. He said, may Allah have mercy upon him, Ibn al-Qayyim said, when Allah sent His Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the majority of the people of various religions who had different religions responded to him and to his successors, caliphs after him, willingly, out of choice. He did not compel a single person to accept the religion. Refutation against the liars. Ibn al-Qayyim, Allah have mercy upon him, in his time the Muslims were strong, so it was not for him to scared say he was writing because he was scared and so on. No, that's the truth, that's what we believe. As for taqiyya, that's the Christianity's belief and the Shia's belief. As for the taqiyya, that which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned, is when someone tries to put a knife in your neck and try to slaughter you, you're allowed to say something which you don't believe. Not out in this country, which alhamdulillah we're not scared of no one. We speak the truth. Whatever we believe is the truth, we speak. No one tries to tell us if you speak something will kill you and cut off your head. So this tactic of these Islamic haters that are these Salafis, they're using taqiyya. Kadab. Taqiyya, we don't believe in taqiyya of Shia like was taqiyya of Christianity. We don't believe that. There's taqiyya in Christianity, as Paul said. To a Jew, I pretend to be a Jew. To an atheist, you pretend to be atheist. Why? Just to gain followers. So he mentions here, he says, rather he would fight whoever waged war against him and fought against him. As for the one who was peaceful with him or made a peace treaty with him, did not fight him, did not compel him to enter into religion, fulfilling the commandment of his Lord. The shahid, that's the point. The shahid, so what Ibn al-Qayyim quoting. The verse, there is no compulsion in religion. The truth has become clear from falsehood. So Ibn al-Qayyim, may Allah have mercy upon him, he's in the opinion that, as a majority of the scholars, that the verse of fighting to defend Islam and defend the Muslims has not abrogated the verses that teach us to deal justly and kindly with those, and likewise with those who does not fight us against us, does not fight and against us because our religion or take us out from our houses. Naam. So the verse Ibn Qayyim utilizing it in refutation of the Christians in his time. So he said Prophet Muhammad did not force no one. Why? Because he was implementing Allah's statement. There is no compulsion in religion. The truth has become clear from falsehood. And this is a statement of negation with the meaning of prohibition. Meaning, do not compel anyone upon religion. This verse was revealed regarding some men amongst the companions of the Prophet ﷺ. They had children who had become Jews and Christians prior to Islam. When Islam came, their fathers accepted Islam and they desired to control their children upon the religion. So they were prohibited from that by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allahu Akbar. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala went in Medina when the parents had the power to force their children. So they had the power. They went to Mecca, because they said in Mecca they were weak, the Muslims, that's why they were forcing no one. But in Medina, when they had the power, that is a clear cut refutation and big exposure for you or Islamic haters, those who are against Islam. So in a time when the Muslim had the power, they can force they were not even allowed to force their own children to change their religion. Subhanallah, Allahu Akbar. So their fathers accepted Islam and they desire to compile their children upon the religion. So they were prohibited from that by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that they themselves could willingly choose to enter into Islam. That which is correct regarding this verse is that upon its generality of meaning, it applies to every non-Muslim. This verse hates. You know, this verse and explanation of the scholars burns the Islamic haters. It burns DCCI and the likes of them. And he goes on to mention, Ibn Qayyim mentions, it will become clearer to whoever reflects upon the biography of the Prophet ﷺ, that he did not compel a single person to accept his religion. Even rather, he never compelled a single person to accept his religion. Ever. Rather, he fought whoever fought against him first. As for the one who made peace treaty with him, he never fought him, so long as he remained upon the treaty and did not violate his covenant. Rather, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded him, meaning Prophet Muhammad, likewise the believers, to fulfill the covenant with them, so long as they abide by it. Just as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned, so as long as they are upright toward you, be upright toward them. Meaning, Islamically, one of the major sins is to break the treaty. For example, if someone coming from a Muslim country by visa to this country, if he accepts, when they give him the visa, he's not allowed to do nothing. Even if his country is having a problem with the country that he went to, he's not allowed to break the contract. Or someone who has British passport, you're not allowed to break the contract. You're not. That's from the major sins. Subhanallah. When he came to Medina, he made a peace treaty with the Jews and affirmed them upon their religion, meaning he did not force them to become a Muslim. He did not force them to become a Muslim. And affirmed upon their religion when they waged a war against him and broke the covenant and initiated fights against him, then he fought against them. Thereafter he showed favor to some of them. He fought to some of them, meaning sparing them, but banished others and killed the others. And the others that he killed, again, look to the justice of Prophet Muhammad. Some of them he let them go. Some of them he allowed them to stay. Some of them he killed. Why? Because those would try to kill him and harm him. And any person who has a sound intellect, if you notice that he has a neighbor that tried to harm him, tried to kill his family, and you keep overlooking, but the neighbor is not listening, he's not taking a hit, they don't want to fight him, you want to be good to him, and you come to know the only way to stop this person from killing your parents and your family by fighting against him, you do it without any doubt, except foolish ones who should not be allowed to speak on behalf of humanity. So the Messenger of Allah ﷺ, so he fought against them in the likewise, when he made a peace treaty with Quraysh for 10 years, he never initiated fight against them until they initiated fight against him. And in their lands prior to that, they had fought against him, such as when they desired to kill him on the day of Al-Uhud, the battle of Uhud, and the day of Al-Khandaq, the battle of Ahzab, and the day of Badr as well. They came to fight against him first, but if they had turned away from him and left him, he would not have fought against them or fought them. The intent here is that he, alayhi salatu wasalam, never compelled anyone to enter his religion ever. Rather, the people entered his religion willingly, out of choice. The majority of the people of the earth entered his call when guidance became clear to them, and that he's the messenger of Allah in truth. Wallahi, this one is enough and sufficient to expose and refute the lies and deception of the Islamic haters, the likes of Tommy Robinson or DCCI and other than them. So this book, wallahi, is a powerful book. May Allah preserve our Ustad. This book, another book which is a back breaker for the Islamic haters, and is a flower and roses for those who are seeking the truth. And so we finish here, but there's another episode coming explaining the scholars that refuting some scholars who said the verses of fighting abrogate the verses of to not compel anyone to accept Islam, and other than that, with a clear-cut proofs from the Quran and prophetic tradition to mention that there was no abrogation. So as the majority of the scholars mentioned, so we don't follow scholars because they say something, as long as they have a proof of them. So we stop here. This is just a fa'idah. I want my brothers and my sisters, my bless all, share it in your social platform in order for the non-Muslims to understand the correct Islam and to understand that the Messenger of Allah ﷺ was not, as people try to make him, try to portray him, the Islamic haters, he was a person thirsty for blood and so on. May Allah give us sincerity. Subhanakallah bihamdik, shadu an la ilaha illa ant, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk, wa sallallahu nabina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in wa sallam taslima kathira. Another episode, inshallah, we'll do another episode soon, inshallah, bringing another fawaid from this book, and Allah knows best.